He said it so casually, as if I hadn't given the last 10 years of my life to that company. Hand over everything that belongs to the company, Mr. Bennett said, sliding a bland white envelope across the table. His tone was cold, robotic. I could still see the coffee steam curling between us, smell the faint sweetness of his cologne, the same one he wore the day he'd promised me. "You'll have a future here, Claire." Funny how quickly future turns into "you're terminated." I didn't argue. I didn't even blink. Instead, I smiled, the kind of calm smile that made him shift in his chair, wondering if maybe, just maybe, he'd made a mistake. Then I reached into my purse and took out 11 silver keys. Each one gleamed under the fluorescent light as I placed them on the glass table, one by one. The sound echoed through the boardroom like falling coins. Grandma gave me a $40 million hotel for my 23rd birthday, but let me tell you something. That moment, that shocking, jaw-dropping moment, was only the opening scene of a night that would change my life forever. Because what came after was betrayal, confrontation, secrets, and a twist even I wasn't prepared for. The restaurant where we celebrated my birthday wasn't fancy. Grandma chose a quiet place she liked, with dim lights and soft music, the kind where you could hear the clink of every fork. A small family dinner, intimate, almost peaceful. Almost. Everyone came dressed in their best smiles, pretending to be happy for me. My cousins hugged me too long. My aunt complimented my outfit 3 times. My uncle cracked jokes he didn't even believe were funny. But Grandma watched the entire table like she was studying a chessboard, seeing everyone's moves before they even made them. When dessert arrived, she cleared her throat. A simple sound, but the entire table fell silent, like the air itself leaned forward to listen. Then she reached into her handbag and took out a velvet-lined box. My heart skipped. She slid it toward me with both hands. "Go on," she said. "Open it." I lifted the lid and my breath caught. Inside was a deep maroon folder embossed in gold. Old money elegance. Grandma's signature style. I opened it and saw paperwork. But not ordinary paperwork. A deed. The deed. A $40 million hotel. In my name. Everything inside me went still. My aunt gasped so loudly she choked on her water. My cousins blinked like their brains had crashed. My uncle's face flushed red like he'd lost something. Not that he ever had it. But the seat that would have mattered most, the one next to me, was empty. Mom wasn't there. She hadn't even called. And that silence, that absence, would become the catalyst for everything that followed. Grandma reached over, touched my hand gently, and whispered, "Don't look so overwhelmed, dear. This is only the first gift." Only the first? That sentence stayed with me, like a shadow that followed, growing darker with every passing minute. Dinner ended. People left with stiff hugs and forced kindness. But as I watched my relatives walk away, their eyes betrayed them, resentment simmering under layers of pretended joy. One cousin leaned in close and murmured, "Let's see how long you last before you ruin a $40 million property." I didn't respond. Some words don't deserve breath. Grandma put her arm around me. "You handled that with grace," she said. "I'm proud of you." I smiled, but inside a storm was forming. There was something she wasn't telling me. Something behind that phrase, "only the first gift." We reached home around 10 p.m. The house was quiet, warm, familiar. I walked upstairs, showered, changed into soft clothes, and finally sat on my bed with the maroon folder in my lap. My name, my signature, my future. It all felt unreal, but just as I started to breathe, light from headlights cut through my window blinds. Then another beam, then a third. A car door slammed, then another. And then I heard voices, angry, sharp, approaching fast. A fist pounded on the front door. Once, twice, 3 times. Grandma didn't rush. She moved slowly, deliberately, as if she expected this. She opened the door, and my mother barged in like she owned the place. Her hair frizzy, lipstick smeared, eyes blazing. Behind her stood Todd, her new husband, looking like he had come to collect a winning lottery ticket. Mom didn't even greet Grandma. She looked at me and spat out, "So, it's true. You got a hotel." She said hotel like she wished it would crumble. Todd stepped forward, hands in his pockets, smirking. "A $40 million property isn't a toy," he said. "We're here to help manage it." Help. Right. Mom cut in before I could respond. "We're taking control. Immediately. Before you ruin it." I stood my ground. "No," I said. "Absolutely not." She raised her chin, fury snapping through her eyes. "Then pack your bags. You're leaving this house. Tonight." Todd nodded like a puppet. The room went dead silent. Then, a soft sound. A sound so small, so gentle, but powerful enough to shift the entire atmosphere. Grandma chuckled, a low, knowing chuckle. "That," she said, "is exactly why I prepared the other document." Todd frowned. Mom blinked. I froze. "What other document?" Mom demanded. Grandma ignored her and turned to me. "Go to my study," she said. "Top drawer. Bring me the black envelope." Her voice didn't shake. Mine did. I walked down the hall, opened the drawer, and there it was. A thick black envelope with my name written by hand. I carried it back like it was a bomb. Grandma tapped her fingers. "Well, open it." The first page slid out, and my breath caught. "Read it," she said. I swallowed. "It's your updated will." Mom's face went sheet white. "But we already handled that." "I'm the primary." "No," Grandma said. "You were." She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. I continued reading aloud. "I, Margaret Eleanor Carter, hereby transfer and bequeath all of my assets, properties, investments, and holdings to my grandchild." Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Todd stepped back, as if someone had pushed him. Grandma continued, voice steady. "You abandoned your child. You used them. You belittled them. And tonight, you walked into my home and tried to throw them out." Mom's eyes filled with panic. I didn't." "Oh, you did," Grandma said. She nodded at the final page. I read it, and the world seemed to tilt. The house, the one we were standing in, was now legally mine. Mom's face collapsed. You can't throw me out." Grandma smiled thinly. "I'm not throwing you out. The owner will decide that." She turned to me. Mom's eyes begged for mercy. She never gave. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. Grandma finished it. "You have 10 minutes to gather your things." Mom screamed, cried, cursed. Todd urged her to leave, terrified, muttering about lawyers and mistakes, and this wasn't the plan. But the law was on paper, signed, sealed, irrevocable. 10 minutes later, the door slammed, the car sped away, and the house fell into a deep, peaceful silence. Grandma let out a long breath. "Come sit, dear," she said. I sat beside her, overwhelmed. She took my hand gently. "The hotel was your future," she whispered. "But tonight, that was my promise. My promise that no one will ever use you again." Tears filled my eyes, not of sadness but of release. "Happy birthday," Grandma said softly. "Now go build a life they can never touch." And for the first time in my life, I believed I truly could.